everyone, and welcome to Money Monday. I have some questions for you, so let's jump in. Alright, Mel Mel says, "Hey budget girl, I really like your videos and have a general question about adjusting to living on a budget. I have a 6-month emergency fund and no debt apart from my mortgage. I always seem to break even each month instead of adding more to retirement savings or paying off my mortgage early. I've started writing out a monthly budget and it has some wiggle room, but I still find it hard to keep to. My biggest problems are emotional spending on little treats that add up, wanting to be spontaneous and simply not be disciplined enough. I'm used to spending what I have and find it hard to deny myself. Did you find these things hard at first? Do you have any tips? Background info, I'm not a huge spender, but I work in the charity sector and my income isn't very high. Housing costs are also expensive here in the UK. I don't want to get another job because I'm already studying, working, and fixing up my house myself to save money on contractors. I live fairly frugally, cook my own food, use the library, shop mostly at cheap shops. Having said that, I could realistically reduce my spending a bit." Okay, Mel Mel, good question. What I found to be the best thing to do when I was trying to kind of rein myself in is that you have to set a budget for being spontaneous and spending and treats and everything like that. So I have, I'm itchy, I have $50 a month, a personal budget that I can spend on whatever I want. Now you said that you can realistically reduce your spending of it, so maybe do that and carve out yourself a little hole to spend in, basically. And you can spend in that personal money envelope. You can spend it on whatever you want as long as you don't go over it. So you can use that money to be spontaneous and buy yourself little treats and presents and stuff like that. And have it as sort of an outlet to being frugal all the time. That's kind of the best thing to do there. It is a little hard when I started kind of reining myself down into that category because I believe, believe it or not, my first personal budget was $300 a month. And I still busted it all the time. I just shopped all the time. That's all I did. And I bought crap and I bought food. And it was ridiculous. And I thought I didn't have any money to pay on my student loans. I was just spending it. So yes, it is going to take you a little while to get there. Don't be so hard on yourself, but I'm glad that you're acknowledging your situation and that you can realistically cut down on stuff. So definitely do that. I'm glad you're budgeting. I'm glad you are trying to pay off your house and add more to retirement savings. I would look into the Dave Ramsey plan, which has you do that in a certain order so that you can basically throw all of your energy at one thing, accomplish it, and then move on. So right now it seems like you're trying to juggle increasing retirement, fixing up your house, this, that, the other thing. I would look into his steps, his baby step system, and perhaps that would help ease your burden a little. You might be spreading yourself too thin across the borders. So yeah, make yourself a personal budget and then stick within it. Allow yourself freedom within it. Tell yourself it is okay. It's permission. You're giving yourself permission to spend out of this envelope. You know, you can put the money in an envelope or this category, and don't feel bad about it, but don't overspend from it either. So that's what I would recommend doing. And yeah, it is hard, but it is not impossible. And it's more freeing actually to be able to now when I go shopping, because I know I have money to spend. I don't have to feel guilty about it. It's guilt-free spending for me, that personal envelope. So that is what I would do. Good luck. All right, Bailey Harris says, "My question is, once you pay off a student loan, do you have to close the account or do any finalizing paperwork? Thanks and love your channel." Once you pay off a student loan, they will send you a letter saying that the account is paid in full. You don't actually have to close anything, but you do have to make sure that you get that letter because, you know, you make your last payment, maybe there's an extra 50 cents tacked on or something like that from interest the day that you paid it, and you don't want to get penalties and stuff like that for something so silly and piddly. So make sure that your account is actually paid off and that you get that letter or that email saying congrats on paying off your student loan, congrats on paying off this debt. You don't have to close it. It's a loan, not a credit card, so you'd have to fill out new paperwork and everything like that to take out more. It's not like you can just swipe another student loan. But yeah, once you've paid it off, the lending institution will send you something saying this account is paid in full. Now, a few weeks after you pay it off, I would log back in and double check and make sure that everything is in the clear. When you log in, it should say zero balance, and it should say this account has been paid in full. So thank you for your question. All right, Maureen Valentine says, since you're a journalist, maybe you can do freelance blogging or writing gigs on the side to earn more money. I could, but there's a reason I'm a vlogger and not a blogger, and that is because since I write all day, I really don't want to when I come home. I've done the occasional freelance piece. I really don't enjoy writing once I come home, to just be completely honest. It's kind of like cleaning ladies that have other people clean their homes, other cleaning ladies clean their houses. They just don't want to do it when they get home. And yes, I could probably make more money doing that than secret shopping, you know, but I can't, y'all. I can't. I could, realistically. I don't want to. I would rather find other avenues to make money in than to continue doing the same work that I do all day at home. It's a mental break thing. So yeah, there's that. And there's also the reason why I have a YouTube vlog instead of a .com blog. Just in a nutshell. Alrighty, Frugally Fabulous says, hey BG, love your videos. I was wondering if your glass jars do okay in the microwave. Do you heat up your soup in them? It looks so good. I think I'll try that brand. Thanks, FF. Yes, FF, I do. I just throw them in the microwave, stick 2-3 minutes on them. Yeah, they do fine. Do make sure that when you take them out, you either have them on a saucer or something, or you use like a hot pad, because that glass jar is going to be really, really hot. Also, do not dump it out into something else and then immediately put it under cold water, because it will shatter. Well, it won't shatter, but it'll crack. So yeah, but no, when I did potato soup for lunch a couple of weeks ago, I put it on a saucer in the microwave, heated it up, and then took it to my desk and ate it, and then put it in the dishwasher. It's fine. I am actually way more comfortable heating up glass than I am plastic, so win-win for me. Alrighty. Melody S says, hey budget girl, I love watching your videos. I have a question for you. I've become addicted to watching your channel and other financial related YouTube channels. My question pertains to credit cards. I know Dave Ramsey and many others say cut up the credit cards. I know people are cutting up credit cards, but are they canceling the accounts? Do you have an active credit card? I heard one YouTube video where people stated they keep one card for traveling and things like that. What is your viewpoint on this? I do not keep a credit card for traveling. I use cash and debit cards because debit cards have all the same protections that a credit card does. So I would not, I see that as just kind of a excuse to put money on a credit card. There are different schools of thought on this. One is that your credit is better if you don't close the accounts, and that way when anyone checks your credit, like for a future loan, home loan or something like that, you see that you're using nothing of a huge credit limit. Say you have a credit limit of like $2,000, you're using none of it. That's excellent reflection on your credit score because you're not using all the credit that you have. You're not really using any. However, Dave says you don't need credit cards and you don't need a credit score because you can use cash to pay for things. And if you need to, you can use cash to pay for your cars and stuff like that. And if you get a mortgage, you can have it manually underwritten and you don't need a credit score. Many financial people differ on this. I personally don't have a problem with having a good credit score. So what I did was I never closed out any of my credit card accounts except the one that had an annual fee. I shut that sucker down so fast. But I'm pretty sure I still have a couple of like store cards out there. I'm pretty sure I have like a Belk credit card out there in La La Land. I don't use it. I don't have a card for it. I cut up the card. And I think I still get an online statement like once a year being like, we lowered your credit limit again. Just fine. But they're not going to cancel the account because they like having people with credit card accounts open. And there's also the whole fraud thing. If you're not using your credit cards every month, they might not be able to notice if somebody steals them. So I actually have an account on creditsesame.com, which is a free service that monitors your credit for you. And I check that every couple of months just to make sure that I haven't had any new credit inquiries or haven't, because they'll monitor that for you for free, and they'll try to sell you stuff too while you're on there. They'll be like, you qualify for this much credit through this card, or you qualify for this much credit through this mortgage company. And I'm just like, ha ha ha, I'm just here to check my score, thank you very much. And I have an excellent credit score because things like my my internet company and my water bill company and my electrical company all report to the credit card bureaus, the 3 major credit card bureaus. And so I have excellent credit, but I don't use credit. Do you see what I mean? So I see it as kind of a toss-up. You can totally close out the accounts and just not have any credit card accounts open for anyone to even look into or possibly steal or to report on. And that's totally fine. Your credit will survive that, I promise you. Or you can go for the whole no credit thing. But considering that there are all these other entities that report to credit card bureaus as well, I've always thought, well, why would I don't know, I might as well just leave them open and not use them, because I'm not going to use them. There's no temptation whatsoever to use credit cards now. I just use cash, and I just don't use those accounts. I don't really worry about them having any fraud situations because I check in and make sure that I haven't been charged. If I were to get something charged on there, I would call up the company and be like, listen, dude, I obviously haven't used this credit card in 4 years. This is fraud. Take it off. Go away. So yeah, that's my viewpoint on it. I'm not going to tell you not to close out the credit card accounts, because I didn't. Like I said, I have a couple store cards still open out there, even though I no longer have those cards in my wallet. But you could. You totally could. Honestly, I don't think it matters that much. All right. However, if you think you're going to use the credit, shut it down. Cut it up, shut it down. Make it so you would have to apply for a whole new set of credit. That is not my situation. I'm not going to use it in credit. So that's it. I hope that helped in some roundabout way. Okie dokie. Joan3424 says, will you still vlog when you are debt free? I have every intention to. I would love to continue on. Like my friend Jessica Ashley, she has a YouTube channel here, and she's been vlogging through baby step 3, and that's super inspiring to me. So I would love to continue doing that, and for y'all to be able to see some of the things that I can do once I don't have this debt anymore, which I think could probably be a lot more fun to watch, right? So I have every intention to. I don't know the future, but I plan to. So, all right. Diane Smith says, hey BG, how do you deal with these calls from companies that say you've been awarded money and you just need to call this phone number with a code, and when you do, they want your debit or credit card number, and when you hang up, they keep calling back? I would stop answering those. I get weird. I think everyone does. It doesn't matter how many different places online you put, like on the do not call list. Spammers and phishers are going to call your phone. The moment I hear a recording, I hang up. If I accidentally answer one, if I know that no one's calling me from Florida or California or something like that, I've quit answering it. And then I just check my voicemail later, and it's have you heard about an amazing opportunity to... No. I mean, you know this is spam. Don't call the numbers back. Don't try the code. It's all spam. It's all phishing. They're crooks and they're criminals, and they want your card information, and don't give it to them because you're working hard to get control of your money, and you don't want anyone else taking it. So yeah, just don't answer the phone. If it's someone legitimate, they will leave a message and you can actually call them back. But if it's a machine or someone that is obviously not looking out for you, then no, go away. Okay. So that, Melissa Mackerwhites says, what store do you use to price match with? I live in the Bentonville area, so the only store around is Walmart, obviously. I use Ibotta when I can, but I'd love to price match fruit and vegetables. I don't have any close stores here in Mena either, but my Walmart allows me to price match Fort Smith stores. So I price match Aldi and Albertsons, and a couple other stores. What I do to be able to get those deals and to know what those are is I use a company called Deals to Meals, and I'll link a video I did on that below, and I just log into that website every week, and it gives me a list of all of the stores and all of their sales in like a 60-mile radius or something, and I just bring that list in, or I pull it up on my phone, and so that way I know that Aldi's in Fort Smith has a sale on blueberries for 99 cents a container, and I can price match that at Walmart with that information. So I will link that below. It makes things a lot easier than trying to look up ads for stores that are an hour and a half away. Alrighty. And Sarah Lisa says, BG, why do you only make 4 servings for lunch? Do you only have a 4-day work week, or do you just take something else / buy out on the other day? I only make 4 servings if I know that I have something that I have to cover where I'm going to be fed the other day, or if I just didn't make enough food and I'll just kind of scrounge for something. So sometimes I go cover the Lion Club on Friday. They have events with speakers, and they feed me when I go there because they want the press to cover their events, and so they have a lunch for all of their members, and they allow me to take part in that for free. So if I know I'm going to the Lions Club, I don't bother to make a 5th meal because I'll be eating there on Friday. I also cook during the week, obviously, so sometimes if I made 4 lunches that week, I just didn't make enough food, but it's fine because I know that sometimes if I make 5, 1 will go to waste because something will just happen. I'll either have to skip lunch that day, or I'll have leftovers from the previous night's meals that I just really wanted to eat or something. And so I try to make 4 or 5 and it eliminates food waste. And if I only have 4 meals that week, I figure out something on the 5th day. I'll either come home and make myself a sandwich or do something else. I usually don't eat out. But yeah, I live like just a couple of blocks from work, so I can come home on that 5th day or do something else. Sometimes I'll go to the Lions Club just because there's food there. All right. Madeline Norman says, great job going under 15,000. I'm not quite there yet, but I will be soon. I just started making a budget yesterday, and I saved $50 and paid off $30 on my debt. Not much, but I am saving the emergency fund first. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Do you have your budget template online? Yes, that will be linked below. Sorry, it goes into a thing, and we're running out of time. All right, finally, congratulations, but good job, I lost it. Good job, Madeline, on starting to get your finances under control. Good job. All right, Mama of Precious Boys says, in January, I lost my job, and the feeling I had was indescribable. I had no emergency fund money, and if you asked me back then what was my budget, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. But due to my job loss, I found these budget videos and Dave Ramsey and all these wonderful, simple life vloggers saying you don't need everything right offhand, and you don't need to live large unless you can afford it or want to. Following you and others on YouTube has taught me so much, and I wanted to thank you. This has helped me realize that happiness is a sense of being, not a state of having. So thank you, Budget Pearl. That is so sweet. Good job getting your financial life in order. And this way, next time you lose a job, God forbid, you'll be prepared, and you won't have to have that horrible feeling again. Because I've been fired before and laid off. I've been laid off before, and I know that feeling. It's awful. All right, final congratulations. It's for Taylor Nicholson, who says, Budget Girl, I paid off all of my student loan debt, $17,367.86. I can't express how much channels like yours have helped me in my journey. Thank you. Congratulations, Taylor. That is amazing. Internet high five for you. That is a huge amount of money to pay off, and I am happy for you, and I'm excited for you, and I'm proud of you. So good luck with the rest of your life, where you get to spend money on what you want and not on old debt. All right, everyone, ask your money questions below and tell me your money wins, of course, because I want to celebrate with you. I will see you all next week. Bye.